It is, man. What's going on, world? There it is. There it is. Yeah, damn. Got the fresh cut, but I still got bedhead. Pause. You know. So there's that. Let me see. I just zip down a little bit. Yep. There it is, man. It's post for those checking in early that are clicking from the playback, man. It was Sakura-Con weekend as much as it was Easter weekend. You know, Sunday is Easter, something like that. And shout out to my friend Kat, really good friend of mine. And I was trying to hang out with all my friends today, keep the energy going. And they were like, maybe give everyone a day to rest. And I'm like, you know what? That's absolutely right. Because my problem is I overload and I overboard until I get really tired and then I'm just gone. I was like, yeah, you gotta pace things out. You know, my issue is I keep thinking about it like day to day. Like if I don't do it today, what if tomorrow doesn't happen? That's just my mentality. But you know, you gotta live like there's no tomorrow. But at the same time, you gotta think as if what's gonna be here forever. Not necessarily you. You know, on the physical plane, your physical won't be here forever, but just physically, you won't be here forever. There's no way you can. Well, I don't know. That's a hard thing to say because you can be around for a long time, but even like a tortoise will be around for like 1,000 years. That's actually one thing I want to do, man. I want to get like a family turtle and just keep passing it down. I was like, yeah, I got this thing when I was in my 30s. Take care of this dude, pass it down each generation. Family turtle, take care of him. Somebody got to take care of him. Don't forget to feed the breast some lettuce. I said, what's his name? His name is Roshi. He's named after the turtle master, the hermit master, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The dude just, yeah. Just sit here and get a little centered. You know, it's pretty cool. Just out in the park today. I posted the Sakura-Con vlog, the Sakura-Con vlog, Sakura convention, anime slash. It's interesting. I was in line with some people. I think it was Friday morning, and we were grabbing some breakfast, and it was just me. Excuse me. And I was in line with these two people that were staying at this specific hotel that was above the restaurant. And one of the things I said was like, it's funny. Yesterday, I was listening to a lot of people talk, and I forget like this is the weekend for a lot of people to be themselves. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people they just need to be themselves, and they're able to kind of just enjoy the vibes of running into other people, their favorite characters and stuff like that. You know, what we got in here, man. Jeffrey Rentino. Jeffrey Rentino, man, what's going on, bro? I don't know what that means. Tegayon Calibo? Tegayon Calibo? I don't know what that is, man. You got to break that down for me, man. Explain it to me, man. I appreciate you dropping in. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we just stay in focus as much as possible. Uh, it's interesting. It was a great weekend to get away from all the troubles of overthinking. And funny enough, naturally every night I would get back to the hotel, if not, to my room, and I would just work on the videos. I would just keep working on the videos, man. Aviate Santiago Constantino. Am I saying that correctly? Am I reading it correctly? Let me know if I'm saying it right. Let me know if I'm reading it correctly. Let me know if you guys can hear me too. Let me check the mic real quick. Yeah, I got the blue light on. How am I doing? I'm doing all right, man. I'm trying to get some sunlight over here. I'm doing yeah. This is a bit of a so not too bad. It's like a bit of overcast, but it's really warm and bright today, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep it up, man. Work through it. Yeah, I'm trying to work through everything. Trying to work through everything slowly but surely. There were certain things I wanted to fall in my favor in the past couple of weeks, but I was like, it's actually great that it didn't work out because now I have all this free time to kind of just relax the body and mind, relax the mind, body, and soul. You know how that goes. Man. You just got to relax a bit. So it was a good time period, but it was funny. I need to get back to what's it called? I don't want to say the grind necessarily, but get back to just like doing what do you call this? Focusing on what's important. I'll say that much. Just got to focus on what's important. So I know Speed and Raj of God. Appreciate you guys dropping in. Like number one, I appreciate that, man. Say a quote. Hey, say a quote, man. With as long as it's appropriate, right? You can say a quote. Why not? As long as it's appropriate, I guess. But yeah, if you guys are wondering, if you guys are new to the channel and new to the live stream, I premiered my Sakura-Con vlog today at 2 o'clock. But if you guys are interested in that, feel free to watch that. That's what I did from Thursday up until last night. Just kind of hung out with friends and also hung out within the community. Just ended up just being around. It was a fun weekend, man. I was able to see people I haven't seen in a while, and it's nice to have like a break from everything, man. Making you cry, man. Listen. I ain't trying to make you cry, Wendell. I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, but also, if you're over here doom scrolling, feel free to swipe to the next thing. If I'm making you cry, man, hopefully the next person will cheer you up, make you feel a little better. You got to make yourself feel a little better too. But yeah, because I'm so kind. I don't know if that's true. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if that's true, but I'll take your word for it. Your favorite quote is by Samuel Clemens, known as Mark Twain. Got you. The secret source of humor is not joy, but sorrow. There is no sorrow in heaven. Interesting. The secret source of humor is not joy, but sorrow. There's no sorrow in heaven. This is true. This is true, man. The amount of times I have converted my own humility and pain into a conversation, if not a story that helps somebody. I'm not a comedian, I would say. Like, I'm not much of a comedian, but the amount of times that I've made people laugh by telling them a story of something that I felt not necessarily humiliated by, but like my own humility was tested and my own respect for self was tested, if not whatever. That was a little. So it makes sense. I know exactly what you mean. My bad. Don't let the world change your smile, but let your smile change the world. That's fair. That's fair. Aviate. I had this. I grew up a certain way. Like, I grew up in a certain environment. It was very tough and violent at times, and like there was a moment. I don't know how old I was, like maybe 15ish, when I started to just activate having a little more fun in life. And one of the things I said was like, I really don't care what's going on. We lost a friend got murdered and all that. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not gonna let nobody take my happiness and smile away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand the value of it at the time, but I just knew at that time period. I was like, yo, people see you having fun, they want to rain on your parade and make sure you have no more fun. And I'm like, you know what, man? I'm not gonna let none of that ever affect me again. I don't care if I'm just enjoying myself in the neighborhood I live in here. I live here just as much as anyone else. No one's raining on my parade ever again. Like, I've been through that, so I understand that. The power of a smile is really interesting, man. I thought about this because, like, over the weekend, I just said hi and chopped it up to so many people, but I also would just walk up to people, just tap them on the shoulder, and I'd say, like, hey, what's up? How you doing? But also, like, if I saw someone at Sakura-Con with a certain costume or whatever, I would just be like, yo, I like your costume. I like your jersey. I like, oh, I had Espeon in my suit pocket. I had Espeon in my collar. So there's like some people dressed up as Espeon and Umbra, and I would just tap on them. And yeah, I would just say hi. I would just say whatever to people. My bad. Being able to dance in the rain, it's not always going to be sunny. I like that, Aviate. My bad. Did I miss one? I don't know if I missed it. Oh, I see what you're saying. My bad. My bad. Feel free, man. Feel free to say whatever in the chat, man. Like I said, as long as they're appropriate quotes, I think we're good. I think YouTube naturally, what do you call this? It not what's the word? Filter. I think it, like, filters out certain words, and then I get a chance to review it, and if it's good enough, I get a chance to show it. But I would just say put on whatever, as long as it's respectful and appropriate. That's all I'm gonna say. You know. But yeah, it is one of them days where it's like it's starting to warm up and get nicer outside. I considered re-ing up on my cigars just to, just be posted up and just enjoy some sun. But I actually need to get back to, it's crazy. I had these recordings down at this one nature park, and I was recording down by the creek. And if I have time, I might do it. I may or may not do it tomorrow. I may or may not do it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? If I have the time, I'll come down there and share some spaces and places with friends of mine, if they're available, or if they're, I don't know what the word is, like, if they're free, if they're free, because I don't know. It's a bit of a hike though, so I like going by myself. Where am I, Rajgad? Am I reading everything? Where am I? I'm in the United States, man. Are you in the United States too? One tree can make 1,000 matches, but one match can burn 1,000 trees. Yeah. You ever see that video? I was watching this last night. It's like they have this thing of sand, right? And then it has the thing that kind of like rotates around it, but it pretty much is tilling. It's tilling the sand, you know what I mean? But it has two different styles. Like one is tilling it, one is flattening it, but they always go in rotation. And the thing about it is, dude grabbed the spoon, he started scooping up the sand. He was like creating some chaotic energy or whatever. He's just scooping it up, throwing it on one side, the other. The thing about it was it would flatten out the sand, but also till it and kind of just rake through it, and then it would re-straighten out over time. It takes less time to really just dent the discipline that you've done in yourself, to refine yourself. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of like it just takes one moment to just scoop that out. You know what I mean? Just make one bad decision, but it takes time to rebuild that. I don't know if you'd have to see the video. Like I have no way to really show it right now, but I was watching it last night. It's just a small little demonstration. It's like a 30-second video. It's kind of sped up, but you guys get it. I don't know, man. I forgot the name. I don't even know what to look for. Look up something like discipline takes time or something like that. I forget exactly, my guy. My bad. Yeah, Kentucky at the moment. If you don't mind me asking, I don't want you to dox yourself. What part of Kentucky? I feel bad, man, because I forgot my area codes. I was talking to my brother about this, man, because he had gave me some random numbers that were resonating with him, and one of them happened to be an area code in the state of Kentucky. So I forget exactly. Yes, sir. A 1 second mistake can take years to make right again. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Is like that translates into obviously the American judicial system, if not the just crime related shit. People will I don't know if you guys are familiar with Wallow 267 and Gilly the Kid, but Wallow had that thing where he grabbed somebody's I think an OG in the prison grabbed his paperwork. He said, "Let me see your paperwork," and then he just flicked it and was like, "Yeah, see that right there? A 15-second action, a 10-second to 15-second action and decision costs you 15 years of your life." You know what I'm saying? And it's like that, man. So, it doesn't matter if you're just gonna if you're out there thinking you need to rob someone today, if you're thinking you need to kill somebody or hurt someone today, that's gonna cost you 10 to 15, if not 25 to life, depending on what action you're taking. And that's like that shit takes less than a minute, man. You know what I mean? When they talk about bullets flying, that's miles per hour. You know what I'm saying? So that's the speed of that, and you could pull that trigger how many times within 10 seconds to a minute, stabbing somebody, grabbing something from someone, robbing the elderly, like all the crazy shit you can think of and do. It's a small second decision that if you get caught, and when you get caught, you're doing a long amount of time, if not getting assassinated on the spot. Like it's just things like that, man, where it's just like there's a level of I don't know. I used to say this thing all the time. I don't know. This might be a quote as well, but I used to say this to family as much as I used to say it to friends, where I was like, as long as everyone does a little bit, no one has to do a lot. You understand? As long as everyone does a little bit, no one has to do a lot. And a lot of times you'll see it in like with group settings, or whoever's in charge of like an event, whatever's going on, there's always that one person who's doing the most, if not a lot. And it's like, it's tricky, man. It's like, but here's the thing. Imagine everyone did that every day. Like, I know some people aim for a year, but some people try to do it consistently for the next 35 years of their life. And you see it, man. You'll find very refined individuals in their, mid to late 30s. Like you'll find people who have just been on it for a long time, and then other people who have just been messing up, getting drunk for a long time, and then finally like sharpening up. That's kind of me right now, though. I will say, like in my 30s, I stopped drinking when I turned 30, and then I'm closing on 33 this year, and I've been, I don't know, I feel like I've been on a very positive whatever, and also just dedicated. But my bad, I need to catch up like on chat, bro. Hold on. We catch up on here, man. You're near Paducah, Kentucky right now, but I'm from all over the country. I got you. Okay. Hey, man, Kentucky, man, home of the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. Kentucky, is that right? From Louisville. The biggest risk you can take is taking no risk. Yeah, man. What's that saying? Scare money don't make no money. Scare money don't make no money. You have a good message, brother. I wish you will be able to reach the kids. It's interesting, man, because like the talking part of it, it might be more so for us adults, and then also like more cerebral, excuse me, and book reading, nerdy kids that like to hear the talking side of it. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes, like, I'll give you an example, man. I don't know. I have a lot of Beyblade content on my channel. It's like I did an event There's an event that's going to show on Wednesday, I believe, and I didn't really get a chance to fully record everything, but we did something for a lot of the kids that showed up to the event. And my thing is like just showing them by example. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to become a day, like who knows how the world looks like 15 to 20 years from now, but they're going to be adults 15 to 20 years from now. And they're going to look back like, yeah, I remember I went to this tournament where this guy made us earn points, and then we cashed in the points to get free Beyblades. And I'm like, yeah, I have to show the example of like, this is what you do. And then even if just one kid takes that same example and flips it, you see what I'm trying to say? Like, it's one thing to talk about it with someone, but when you execute it and then you create a memory out of it, people will try to re-emulate that, if not make it better. So like, I know everything that I do, if someone, if they feel inspired by it, they're gonna take a better version of it. It used to happen in the boxing world, man. I'd be in the gym just doing random shit, just trying shit out, and then doing things that I studied it and trying to make a better version, if not a more efficient version, in the 2005s, 2006s. And then other people that were younger than me would just try to take it and they'd flip it. And it's just like, that's just how it works, man. That's the collaborative effort. You know, competition is one thing. Competition is great, but collaboration and just really like the heart of just collaboration and community, like just those two things together, that'll take us as a people really far. It actually helps rebuild some people. There's people who don't know how to speak about their traumas, and then them just having a, you know what I'm saying, a community and space is important for them to kind of just exist in, if that makes sense. I don't know. Some people don't know how to conceptualize or even speak on it in a very cerebral way. I don't know if I'm saying that word correctly or the phrase, if you know what I'm saying. Ali, one time I was in a small town in Arizona called Show Low. Okay, Muhammad traveled there to train, and they have murals to remember him. Yeah, man, I have a So I grew up in Seattle, and there's a guy. He this is along, I want to say, what street is this? This is along MLK. So Martin Luther King Boulevard used to be Empire Way, but they turned it to MLK after like the 60s, 70s or something like that. And if you go down there, if you go towards like Othello, we have this gym called Bumblebees. Shout out to Bumblebees, man. They were holding it down for a lot of Seattle tournaments. But at Bumblebees, the trainer there, he had worked with, if not met, no, he worked with and trained with Ali in the past, Muhammad Ali in the past. And he started his own gym right there in the South End. So yeah, peace to the South End, and also shout out to, I forget his name, but shout out to guys like Rob Diesel. Rob Diesel is one of the professional fighters that came out of that gym. One of the historical Seattle fighters that's still, I believe, contending right now. That came out of Seattle. He came out of Bumblebees, and it's funny because I was in the rival hood. I'm in the district, so I was at Cappy's growing up, and then stupid kids used to say shit like, "Oh, you guys are like rivals," but I was like, "Nah, that's not true," because the thing is, we would show it to amateur fights, and whenever the Seattle people would just see each other in the same room together, we would just nod our head like, "Yep, we in here," because the thing about it was Tacoma's more of a boxing city. So if we're doing Golden Gloves at Tacoma's, if we're over there doing amateurs, if we're up in Linwood, if we're up in Everett, if we're down in South Park, if we're in different areas, Seattle people would just kind of link up like, yep, you in my weight class? Man, I don't want to have to fight you, but we're going to rep Seattle today, which is kind of funny. But Muhammad Ali got an influence, you know, everywhere. You know what I mean? He's met people all over the country, and it's just crazy that, you know, you got to think like people were making murals and honoring him before he died. You know what I'm saying? He was still alive, and they were honoring him as one of the greatest, if not, just someone who stood up against war and shit like that, You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just crazy. Like, he was just someone who stood up against war and just stood up against, like, racism and prejudice and all that shit. And it's just like he stood up for a lot of real, just real shit. They tried to shut that down. They saw a charismatic black man speaking up for himself and a lot of other people in the world, just on behalf of a lot of other people, and they wanted to shut it down. And yeah, he had his moments. Like, he wasn't, he was perfect to a lot of people, but he was mean to like Joe Frazier and shit like that. I don't know if he ever righted that wrong, but hopefully, over time they figure that out. But it seems like they didn't. But it's just little small things like that. Like, it's not perfect, but I will say, shit, as a connoisseur of pugilism and shit, connoisseur of boxing history, man. Yeah, man. Ali, I think it's hard to say, man. I think Tyson could beat him up. I think Tyson could beat him, but he's like, Ali's still the GOAT, because it's just like, if you rewatch a lot of his fights, man, that dude. So he has a weird, unconventional training style, and his coach Angelo Dundee used to say, "Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it." That's where the saying comes from. Because they're like, why does Ali train that way? Why does he do this weird shit? Why does he has a hard time taking orders, but he knows how to condition himself really well. And the funny thing is, if you watch him in the fights, he only does headshots. He does no body shots. So he's just head hunting the whole time. It's crazy. That's why like Frazier gave him trouble. But that's one of the conversation where I'm getting off the topic here. It's very true, bro. It was not just a show for the camera. He really stood up for everything he talked about. Yeah, he was really out, marching with people and whatnot. He was really like just getting to know, like, he shook hands with people, like, and this is like what, 70s ish, about like 60s, 70s. So Cassius Clay would have been 60s, and then 70s is more like Ali. 70s, 80s is like Ali, and it's like yeah, he really like met people, shook people's hands, and this is like pre-social media, so like it's just there may or may not be a camera, but more than likely you're showing up to different mosques and places like that, and just whatever, meeting the people or whatever. What's going on, Drake Boyd? Welcome back. Excuse me, Drake Boyd. Welcome back, man. Yeah, I got this Americano ice joint. The place was shutting down or closing down at 3. So I was like, let me just grab a drink before I go to the park or go home or whatever I'm doing. I had some stuff that I could have did today, but I was like, the whole time this morning I was editing my Sakura-Con video. If you guys are, like I said, if you guys are interested in that, go on my channel, just check out the videos. Go look at the Sakura-Con convention vlog that I did Easter weekend. I just put it out today. And if yeah, just, whatever, man, just run up them likes, leave me a comment. I'd appreciate it. I appreciate any kind of support. I'll take whatever. It's not even about building slowly. It's just like we just building, we just creating. When I get bricks, I lay them down. That's one of those. Break them down and you lay them down. But that bee is hovering. There's like a bee that was like hovering right there. But I think about that a lot, where it's like, yeah, all these different, man. And the other thing about it is, what's it called? The other thing about it was like, there's only very few fighters that really activated Ultra Instinct. And that's not to say that there isn't a method to the madness. Like, I know there's like a method to a lot of people's madness. Like, there's a lot of discipline and conditioning that goes into Muhammad Ali, Roy Jones, and Manny Pacquiao. But when them guys fight, they just flow. You know what I'm saying? There is a flow state that just ends up happening in that ring. There's a flow state in the middle of fighting, and they get activated if you sock them, if you rock them, pause. You know what I'm saying? They will get activated, and but they'll still keep flowing. So there's something to that, where it's like Ali was able to kind of just be as focused or whatever, and like, people just got to look into that shit, man. Like, that's a different time period. It's hard for people to conceptualize that time period because we're so technologically sound and technologically more advanced than we were back in the 60s and shit. But it's just to be that focused in the 60s, to be less, the least amount of distracted, and probably just read books and just talk to people and conversate with people normally, rather than just like be on social media or just watching TV all day. What's crazy is like being distracted back then was just watching TV all day. And there was only like 16 football teams at the time period. Like, there's only 16 football teams you can watch. There's a whole bunch of baseball, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's just a whole bunch of stuff like that. It's kind of interesting. My bad, what I miss? Real love isn't easy, but easy love isn't real. Yeah, that's a funny one, man. But the funny one about that is, like, you ever heard that saying, it's better to love and lost than to never have love at all, or whatever? The thing about like easy love is, like, if you tell that to a guy who's like, he never got pussy before, or he's never been loved before, never been given a hug, or been treated decently, like, easy love is it's everything to him. It's everything to him until he loses it. But again, it's better that he goes through that and loses it than like never at all, because he's just conceptualizing it and like fantasizing about whatever, you know what I'm saying? I said, because oh, my bad. Back to the warm weather, right? Yeah, you know what's crazy, Drake Boyd? It's like I was about to put on some layers, and then like the sun and the heat coming through my window, I was like, you know what, man? It's like in the 60s today. That's kind of nice. And I went outside. I started walking around. I was like, I'm kind of sweating from just walking up the hill. And I was like, I'm happy that, because spring is one of my favorite seasons. So I was like, I'm happy that spring is really back, and it's just flowing right now. It's back. You know what I'm saying? So I love that spring feeling. And I was looking at what hat I wanted to wear today, and I was like, bro, I only wore that shit just to stay warm. And like, I'm starting to move away from like rocking hats. You know what I mean? I'm considering selling most of my collection, to be honest with you. The thing about it is, the place I'm going to move is going to require me to wear a hat to stay cool, stay warm, if you will, but we'll see. I sub because you talk about things that people choose to watch and relate to, and your sound. Okay, yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, what I don't know, bro. Like whatever brings people to the channel. Like I've been trying to do less of these. If I'm being honest, man, I'm trying to do less of these because it's I realized I was making myself too available online. I was making myself too available to the internet, too available to YouTube, too available to my channel, rather than just like going out there and living. And I'll give you an example. Like when I did my Sakura-Con vlog last year, it's a 50-minute vlog, which means I had about, if it's 50 minutes, then I would have had about 50 plus 50. So it means I would have had about 100 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It means I would have had 100 minutes of footage that I more or less probably dwindled down or chopped down or something like that. It was a lot of time that I had to compress into 50 minutes. But this one that I put out, that I urge people to watch, is, what do you call this? It's 23 minutes, which means I again, all this footage that I chopped down. There was a Wednesday footage that I chopped out. There was audio like just like, what do you call it, like dialogue that I cut out. And I was like, but other than that, the point I'm making is like during the convention, I'm being more in the moment than pulling out my phone all the time. Because I was like, I don't want to just keep pulling out my phone. I want to be in the moment and experience this, talking to this vendor, talking to this artist. I see some cosplayer, I like just saying hi to people. Just like I don't need to make friends. I don't want to be a creep or whatever, but I just want to say hi to people. Just whatever. Just say what's up to people in the line and shit like that. And it was a great weekend for people to be themselves. Yeah, you say you're watching at 11:40 p.m. 11:40. Damn. Hold on. What time? Hold on. What the hell? What time is it now? 3:36. So it's like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You're like 8 hours ahead. Are you in the where you at, man? You're in Europe. You're probably in Europe. That makes sense actually. But yeah, by the way, I've never been in a relationship before. What is it? Wait, what? It's different for everybody, Drake. Drake Boyd, it's different for everybody, man. I mean, but my thing is like, I don't. That's the point. Is like, I don't want you to hear it from me. Like, you got to experience it for yourself, because there's a way that you are with someone that you want to give that love and energy to, and there's also a way that you are when you're receiving that from someone who's like, giving it to you. So that's for you to figure out. Like, I can't tell you what it's like. One of the funny things I always said was like, um, being in love is similar to being drunk, because sometimes when you're drunk, you're just saying things that you may or may not mean, but also the truth is coming out, and it's really fuzzy. You know what I mean? It's really fuzzy. Like you love, like you're in this moment of like, you love being in this moment, and the wrong words may or may not come out. And also you might try to appease people if that's part of who you are, your personality. But being in love is, to me, is very similar to being drunk. And it's funny because my love life changed when I stopped drinking. That's another funny part. I just started seeing shit a lot more clear, which is another funny aspect. But again, it's different for everyone, man. Like I couldn't even answer that for you. I can give you my answers, but like you wouldn't want to hear mine. The reason why I say you wouldn't want to hear mine is because I don't want you judging, you know, what your life could have, would have, should have been, based off of someone else's experience or something. I think you should go out there and experience it. I think you should go out there and try to talk to people if that's what you're missing out on. You know what I'm saying? Try to just communicate with people in general. It doesn't even have to be for a relationship, bro. Like, it doesn't even have to be for that. Just talk to people. You know. But yeah. Hopefully, what I'm saying makes sense. I don't want to give you an answer right away, but if what you're saying is true, you should go out there and just communicate with people. One of the things too was like just finding a way to give someone an honest compliment. You know what I'm saying? Just this is a small thing. You got to go. All right, man. Yeah. Well, this advice for everyone now. It's just like, and just give people honest compliments, man. Like, if you see something that someone has that they like, I seen someone one time catching a bus. They just had a straw hat, one piece hat, and it was cool. I just complimented her on it. And the thing about it was, I didn't need her to acknowledge it. I just wanted to let her know I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm not the biggest One Piece fan. I don't watch it all the time, but it's just little shit like that, man. If you see people with nice shit on that you like or you relate to, just bring it up. But yeah, it's a beautiful day, man. If you guys are having some good weather where you're at, don't waste today. You know what I'm saying? Most of us got through this. Well, at least in the USA, most of us got through all the winter storm stuff a couple months ago, or like a month and a half ago. But here we are now. It's just like now that everything's blown over, things are, I don't want to say they're good, but like weather-wise, everything's a lot better. Hold on, let me check something. Yeah, things are a lot better now. You know? Yeah. My bad. I'm just checking my surroundings. But yeah, man, get some sunlight, man. I don't know. Like I don't. Some people like even if you're living in Alaska right now, if you're living in Alaska right now, you're starting to get more sunlight after 3 months. Well, it depends how north you are, but 3 months of just like darkness and shade. Get that sun, man. You know, we live in a time period where you can get some. Like we're not in a well. You want to go there, man? How do you want to go there and think about that? But we're in a time period where we can really be. We could really change all this right now, man. If we started caring a little more, start caring about each other a lot more, man. That's it, man. I don't know why it's not happening. I can't tell you, but I'm playing my part. I'm playing my part, man. You know. But yeah, it's interesting, man. I gotta get some work done. You know what I mean? It's so nice outside though. Get back to the house and get some more videos done, some more recordings done. Load up the folder. Come on, man. We're running out of um we're running out of cold days, man. I spent a lot of cold days indoors. I spent a lot of cold days indoors just grinding and making videos, you know what I'm saying? But now I can go outside and record videos outside again because it's starting to get warmer. So you'll probably see a little more of me, whatever I can or can do to up the channel. And the other thing too is go to my community post for those wondering. I might close it out right here. Go to my community post because I posted up my other channel. I have another channel that, if you guys want to follow it, you should. I'm gonna be posting a little bit of everything on there. And but check out my Sakura-Con vlog, man. Check that out. So all right, man. You gotta get to sleep. I gotta go. You gotta go at 7 a.m. and it's 11:40. Oh yeah, I got you. Hey man, get some rest, man. Get some rest, man. Every hour counts. Every 90 minutes counts, actually. Can you say something off subject? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you, really. It's up to you, man. I'm gonna chill for a little bit. Oh shit, I got ants over here. I'm gonna close it out in like a minute, man. So whatever you type up, hopefully you get it out in time. But it's no pressure. There's no pressure. But yeah, check those out, man. I'll leave it at that. I have the Sakura-Con vlog. I just posted that. Find that in the video section. Go to my post, my community post, and you'll see that I said, hey, I have a second channel. So check out the second channel. Why not? If that's what you're into, it's no, just I'm gonna start posting stuff there too. And then if I get like 50 subscribers, I think I can go live. But I'm gonna keep building that channel slowly. Whatever makes it work, People are mainly following it for Pokemon related stuff, but it'll turn into whatever it needs to in a second. But yeah, I'm about to close out. Yep, there it is. All right, y'all. Love you.